Hello, hello. Welcome back this week.
Welcome back.
There we go. Episode 3 of Good Neighbor, Bad Golfer. That's crazy. I
Off,
didn't I didn't know that we would continue this.
off to a fast start.
So, like where we're at.
Got our first troll over the weekend.
I think
Sorry.
you had more fun than they did.
I had a lot more fun. However, you did kept making sure that I was keeping it PC because we didn't want to get banned from YouTube already after our second full week.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
I behaved. I thought I did very well.
Yeah, it was good.
I was
It was
spitting
good.
facts and just happened to be an idiot arguing over a point that I wasn't even trying to make.
Yeah,
That's okay.
absolutely. So a lot happened over the last week. We had that.
Yeah.
We had the Masters this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great, great to watch.
Scotty
Was
did it
dominant.
again.
We can kind of get into that. I really thought from round one on, Scotty was dominant.
Very. I mean, what was he stayed in the top 10 the whole time, finished up until the final day, and then he just took over. And I mean, it's they kept saying it. He's ranked the number one golfer in the world for a reason. He is undoubtedly the best ball striker in the world for a reason. When he misses, he does not miss big.
Yeah,
So, and that which to probably to the next point that we were going to talk about is a couple of guys who were fighting with him missed big.
yeah, and that happens. I think Scotty, some of the like brilliance there is just he's so consistent.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the big mistakes.
Mm-mm. The
Um,
double and triple bogeys,
yeah. So, and I think that's really what got the job done this weekend is with
especially.
the weather, with the
Oh,
wind.
yeah.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
That was the whole East Coast too, because I mean we're up here in Maryland, and I know my
Yeah.
house was. I mean, I felt like we were in a wind tunnel most of the weekend. So down there, trying to judge a golf ball and everything, it was interesting to see every time you'd see some of the guys make an approach, and you'd see the trees in the background, and like they would step off multiple times. And I thought it was kind of funny that going into the fourth day, Scotty just came right out and said, "Hey, listen, my wife's due any day. If I get a text message, I'm withdrawing and I'm out of here." Like, how many guys who have a legit chance to win the Masters would say that?
How many got,
And
but you got to remember, he's already won it once.
he's got it
You
once.
can only have your first kid once.
That okay, exact. Yes, very very good point. I just it's cool to see a professional athlete who's number one in his game and everything like that still have those sort of morals
Hmm.
because you don't see that much anymore. Usually they're
No.
very self-centered, very all that type of stuff. And I mean, it was either Thursday or Friday before the round started. They posted that he still drives his 2012 Suburban
I
or
did hear
'02
that.
Suburban, like
Yeah.
it's 10 or 20-year-old Suburban. And the announcer was like, well, it's easy to say Scotty's not a car guy. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
it's I thought that was like it's very humbling to see a guy who's won his last three tournaments that he has played in back to back to back. And his caddy has probably made more than anyone outside of the top 20. I think his caddy,
Probably. Yeah.
yeah. So crazy to think, but just like his dominance it's right now, it's Tiger esque. I would have to say, like early in Tiger's career, just if he's there, you're on the lookout.
Yep.
You said it last week. You put it. When there's a Tiger on the prowl, everyone gets a little shaky. I think Scotty's starting to have that persona about him. And he's locked in. When they were on 15 or 16, there was, that's where one of the leaderboards is posted right there at that hole. The announcers kept saying Scotty has not looked at the leaderboard. He has not looked at the leaderboard. He has not looked at anyone else's scores or anything like that. And it's that laser focus. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think going back to the Suburban thing, I hope I get that many miles out of my Suburban. That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
maybe I'll have one of my kids start driving that when they turn 16.
There you go.
But, and also like that just made me think too. I know Kirk Cousins.
Oh.
He used to drive around like his grandparents'
Mm-hmm.
van or something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
while he was,
Yep.
playing for the Redskins.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Wife still buys all of his clothes from Kohl's. I think that was on one of the documentaries that he did.
yeah,
Is that his brand is Kohl's brand, which no knock, but a guy who's made almost $250 million over the past 10, 15 years.
it's Kirk Cousins for you.
That's hey, he's got to have money's got to be going somewhere. So
Yeah. So, I thought Scotty was super dominant. You know, definitely I liked seeing Max Homa up there.
that was cool. That was
Um,
cool to see.
and Morikawa. They made it when I'll admit I didn't watch the whole round yesterday, but I
Yeah.
watched majority of Thursday and Friday, and a good bit of Saturday. But when I turned it on yesterday, I looked at it. And there was a three-way tie for the lead at I think 6 under.
Through the
And I'm
front
like,
nine.
oh man, this is about to get interesting.
Yep. Through the front nine.
And then Scotty got hot again.
Yeah. Yeah. Just Scotty dominance versus just Morikawa and Homa falling apart. It looked like. I mean, to my point earlier, when Scotty misses, he misses small.
Mm-hmm.
When these guys miss, you had a couple guys go right into the water. You had, especially Morikawa there towards the end. He went into the water when that was the hole that was kind of his last chance. If he was going to catch Scotty, who was three shots ahead, that was his last chance to put it on and get birdie there. And he went right to the drink.
I think to be fair though, like everyone was making those kind of
Oh,
mistakes. You look at the winning score. The winning score is 11 under.
yeah.
You know,
Through 4 rounds. Yep.
that I think goes to show how tough the conditions were,
Oh, absolutely.
which is
Absolutely.
definitely what Augusta wants.
That's
But
100% what they stand for. Yeah,
so,
without a doubt.
definitely super interesting. Great round. Augusta was beautiful as always.
Did you see the fan that got kicked out?
No.
They called him running. That's like a huge rule there.
Oh
You
yeah, isn't it
cannot
like you can
run.
only speed walk?
Speed walk is the fastest pace you're allowed to. When I say he took a jog, I'm talking a jog that you would make if you had to
Like a
take
lineman trot?
a lineman trot. I was going to go, a little more personal. When you got a shit really bad and you're trying to get out of your car and into your
Oh
house,
god.
that little jog, that's the jog that he made. They have a good day. See ya. You're out of here. So how many ever thousands of dollars that guy paid? Gone. Have a good one. We'd like you not to come back. I was like, wow,
Well, I
that's
mean, he probably
crazy.
knew the rules. I don't think there's any way you go there and aren't aware
Yeah, I mean,
of that
it's
stuff.
yeah.
So
I don't know.
sometimes you gotta go.
So
You know, it is what it is.
right, right. I think he was chasing Tiger, like he was trying to keep up with Tiger hole to hole, and that's when they showed the video like 3 times, and Augusta was probably like, "You can stop showing it now." Like, yeah, don't make us out to be so terrible, but that is one of our rules.
Yeah,
So,
and like think about that though. If you were there, obviously you can't have a phone while you're
mhm.
on there.
Yep.
I think that would be awesome.
Think of the contrast of the Waste Management Open and Augusta.
Complete opposites.
Like Waste Management got so bad they had to cut off alcohol on day 3, and Augusta you get booted for jogging,
Yeah,
jogging.
yeah.
So
It's polar opposites for
mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
Definitely a different vibe.
hmm oh for
Different
sure,
vibe.
for sure.
I liked seeing Tiger make the cut.
That was one of the predictions that I had that came true, was that as long as he stayed healthy, he'd make the cut. But a point that I made to you earlier, man, I know he's in his 40s, but homeboy was sweating like like he had just went through the second round at a buffet, and he had the meat sweat. I don't know. And each day it just progressively got worse. But then you see a guy like Scotty who's got no sweat. You see a guy like Max Homa, no sweat. And they're like, okay, well they're younger, they're in their 20s, blah blah blah. Tiger's in his 40s. You know, there was a couple older gentlemen who were out there in their 50s and 60s who were not sweating like Tiger. So I don't to say Tiger is out of shape. I it's
Yeah.
hard for me to believe that.
Here's my
But
theory on it. I think Tiger's body has been through
mm,
so much, so many surgeries, so much, of a toll.
mhm.
of what we'll call playing golf and
Yeah,
other things that have happened,
sure.
over the years, that I think it takes his body so much to get loose and
Mm,
get warm
yeah.
that he literally has to work. As I saw the same shot, they had him on the driving range,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got a sweater on and everything. I don't know if that's the design there to try and keep the body warm. So
Maybe.
I don't care. I just want him out there. That's
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what most people want.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
He
you want to
made the
see
cut. Um,
Tiger Red on Sunday? Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday were rough for him, but loved seeing the Sunday red.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's pretty cool. It's
Definitely
been a
always
while.
good to see.
It's
Yeah,
been a
for
while.
sure. Also, did you see the Tiger passed the note to or he got allegedly he passed a note to the guy he was playing with on Sunday?
So I did miss that. I don't know how I missed it because I'm sure that they made some sort of big deal out of it on one of the networks that everything was airing on. But I mean, here's a young kid. He's an amateur, still in college. I believe he goes to Ohio State or Oklahoma, one of them. And he's out there playing the final round at Augusta with Tiger, and to your point, apparently Tiger slipped him a note, but huge no.
Yeah, definitely a
Like you
no no.
mentioned, it's something that you're not supposed to do. But to my opinion on it, if I can have one to the trolls out there, is that Tiger's going to do what he wants.
Yeah.
So neither one of them had any legitimate shot at catching Scotty,
Mm-hmm.
or any of the leaders for that matter,
Yeah.
Morikawa, Homa, none of them. So that was probably Tiger's way of trying to say, "Hey, kid, let's help your final round a
Yeah.
little
I
bit."
think that journalist was just trying to make a name for himself,
Oh yeah,
asking that question.
yep,
You know,
yep, without a doubt.
Obviously,
But
I didn't see anything on camera of them passing the note.
no,
I
and
just heard about it this morning and kind of thought it was funny. So,
Tiger is famous for passing stuff on to other golfers.
JT,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yep. So,
So maybe he was a little bit more sneaky about it this time, that it wasn't caught on camera. But yes, I think 100% that was
what do you think was on the note? You think he wrote, "I can't throw tampons on the ground anymore"? But,
no.
um,
You know what? If I had to guess what it was, I think it was just maybe a small note of encouragement
yeah,
that said, "Listen, play your game today." Something like, I can see him, like, a father figure role out there. It's, I mean, you're playing with the legend of the game, and your career is just getting started.
hmm
And the Tigers come so close to his career being over that you can imagine how nervous that kid was. And he's, that's what I had to think. I don't think it was a strategy note. I don't think it was, hey, you should, use your 8-iron on whatever
yeah. I don't.
hole. And I don't think it was that. I think it was more just along the lines of, listen, I know you're playing with me. Don't let what's going on around you happen, because Tiger was in the feature group every single day. Like, if you went on the Masters.com, Tiger Woods was in one of the feature groups every single day, because that's where the most highlights
Yeah,
came
people
from.
want to watch,
Yes. So even though
even if he's playing 8 over a
horrible,
day.
yes, even though if he has no legit chance at being, he probably even placing in the top 10, he's going to be in one of the featured groups, and that kid got to be in that group with him that day, and he probably just said, ignore all the noise around you, play your game.
Or maybe he's trying to give him an NIL deal with Sunday Red. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, yep. He was a little bit bigger guy, so I wouldn't mind if Tiger released, some double XLs and 3XLs in his stuff.
The plus size line.
Plus size, yes. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Big and tall.
yes,
Um,
big time.
so, yeah, I thought that was cool. And then you got to see yesterday morning his son was out on the range with him, too,
Yes, oh yeah,
warming up.
yeah.
So,
That's always a cool feeling. You
yeah,
know what I mean? To see young Charlie coming up and everything like that.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Um, and then I think that's really about. Oh, we do have a hypothetical here.
have a what if. All
Um,
right.
so this is something we've kind of seen going around online. If you were able to start with the ball on the edge of the green, the furthest point from the hole on each hole in the Masters, do you think you could win, or was it win or
It was
make par?
win. No, it was win. You think you could
Nope.
win? So you are starting on the furthest. You're starting on the green every hole, furthest point of that green from the pin, and every other professional golfer starts from the tees like a normal round. And it said, "Do you think you could win?" No, because I looked it up really quick, just being a numbers person. The average size of the greens, distance from furthest to the hole is 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So and then not including, you mentioned to our conversation earlier, it is one of the most rolling hill courses that there. It is.
The undulations.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
big word
yeah.
there.
There you go. Look that one up. Put that in the comments. So we'll have a spelling bee next time. Don't
Yeah, I
mess
can
us.
spell.
You can
I
spell
don't know if
that?
I can spell
I was
that.
okay. I was getting ready to say, go ahead, spell it then.
No thanks.
Call yourself out like that, okay? But no, I just absolutely not. Could you? I mean, all right. So what about making par? You think you could make par?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right.
What about you?
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, here's the way I look at
It's
it.
the craziest game of putt putt you'd ever play in your life.
You would just play it super safe.
Okay, like Happy Gilmore when he first started putt, just tap it in.
Just tap it. But like that would be. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna. You're gonna try to hit your first one to get as close to the hole
Sure.
as you can. You're not gonna, make that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can put yourself in a good position there for your second shot, you might be able to get it in 3 shots on each, maybe 4
Yeah.
if you really are struggling. But I think I don't know. I think par could be done for sure if you're starting on the greens.
For,
You don't think so? Par?
I think par would be if you're like an 18 handicap or better.
I mean, I'm terrible, but I'm thinking like, and putting is obviously not my strongest, but I think, 72 strokes. That
I'm
if
saying
you're starting, I don't know.
I'm still saying no. I'm still saying the average golfer is not breaking
How
par.
far off do you think you are? You said 100?
No, I think if you're an 18 handicap, so 90.
Okay.
I'm saying it would. The average golfer, I would say about 90, and the average golfer being someone who's an 18 handicap, so you get one stroke per hole essentially.
And you think they don't beat? You
I
don't think they
I don't
make
think they
par
make par.
starting from the edge of the green?
Nope.
I think differently.
Nope. Nope.
I think differently. I'd love to hear more about this.
Yeah, I'd love to get
If
some other
other
people's
people
opinions
have
on that,
opinions, because I think
especially guys who are that good at golf, like who are 18 and under handicaps. Please comment and think. Do you believe you could? Do you believe A, you could win, and if you say yes, you're lying. But B, do you think you could make par? You could shoot par that day if you started on the furthest point of each green and just had to putt. Well, it wouldn't be just half the putt, because if you go off the green, you could go off far enough that you're chipping.
Mhm.
That's how. I mean, you saw how fast it was yesterday. Guys would land middle of the green with an iron or a wedge and end up 20 feet off the green.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm
some
saying
crazy shit.
That's why I'm saying I don't believe that us average golfer or bad golf, we're bad golfers, are making par. I don't even
Below
think we're
average.
making par.
I think I don't know. Obviously, I'll never get to try that, but I
Yeah.
think it could happen.
What a cool video that would be, though. Like if
They're
some
never
of the
gonna let that happen.
yeah.
Well,
What about some of the other courses? Like Pebble Beach, they let Bob Does Sports and all them on Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a cool YouTube video. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, they let what Dude Perfect or something on Augusta last year.
yeah. Yeah.
Not a
I don't agree either. Yeah.
But I think that's enough of that.
Yeah. That was a good
But
one. But yeah, definitely.
It's interesting because I think you could definitely make par. As far as winning, I don't think so, but
No.
I don't know. I'd love to hear what other people have to say about that. The Masters just always delivers.
Oh, without a doubt.
I did sneak in, not yesterday, but I did get to sneak in a little like 20-minute nap with the Masters in the background.
Okay. All right. Dad
One day,
napping.
yes, absolutely, that is the best.
Love that. Love
So
that.
there's nothing better to take a nap to than golf in the
That's it.
background.
It honestly, with them, the quietness and the fake birds that they chime in with
Oh
the networks and everything, and you wake up, and then all of a sudden, Tigers up at the tee, and it's a pretty cool thing to wake up to.
yeah, and I hear they like pump the bird music in too
Yes.
from
Oh yeah.
speakers.
Every year they talk about that. Yeah, and it's like people are so surprised, and it's like, really think every single shot has that many birds around it at the same exact, and it's the same bird noise. Oh, like it's probably like a 2 hour recycle. After 2 hours, it starts over again. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Um, Anything else from the Masters? I think that about covers it.
Yeah, no, that's congrats, Scotty.
Yeah.
Um, Without a doubt, he is the number one in the world for a reason.
Yep. Go have a baby now.
Yeah,
You're
right.
free to
Right.
do so.
Take a couple weeks off. Do what you got to do.
Yep. I'm actually getting out and playing for the first time this week.
Yes,
Excited to do
yeah. You
that.
told me it's your first time. I think this will be like my seventh time. I'm a bit of a degenerate, but
Good for you.
it's okay.
You
But
have a
yeah,
baby and start playing more golf. Makes sense, right?
Somebody told me that was never going to work, and I hate when people tell me that I can't make something work. So I usually do.
There you go.
Yep. Yep.
You've got something figured out.
Yeah. Well, it's a good back and forth trade off between me and my wife. I will, if I play around the golf, she gets to go out with her girlfriends for a whole day. And that's, we each take turn. And it's some balance, right?
Yeah.
Because being at home all day, everything to get, you eventually start to clash a little bit. No matter
No.
how good of best friends you are, and I would do anything for that woman, and I mean anything. I remember in college with my roommates, if we all got stuck in the house for too many days in a row, we would start fighting. And at least in college, you could throw some fists and then drink beers of it after. You can't exactly do that with your wife, unless you were born in the 1940s. So shout out anyone born in the 40s.
Oh
You
man,
come from a rough era there. So sorry,
took quite the left turn.
okay. I want to say you started it. No, I rolled down this hill. No, absolutely not.
Oh man,
No,
where were we going with that?
you're golfing for the first time.
Oh yes,
tomorrow.
golfing for the first time.
Yeah,
Happy about that.
yeah. We'll try to get some
Actually get to-
content.
Yeah,
from
I
the
actually
course.
get to play twice this week. So
That's right. You play on Friday too, don't
Yeah.
you? Yep. Got
So-
a nice little tournament coming up.
yeah,
So that'll be nice.
excited about that.
Beautiful week.
Yeah,
I
weather.
Best week so far.
I think the warm weather is here to stay.
I think so
So
too.
happy about that.
Yeah,
Um,
big time.
what else do we have coming up? We have NFL draft is next week.
Yes, it is Thursday night, I believe.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken. Where's it at? Is it in Vegas this year?
don't think so.
No, might be somewhere else.
Is it in Indy? Maybe.
Oh, it could be. Could be.
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
we should do some more research before we start these videos. I think it's hilarious for us to just go back and forth, and then we'll look it up after and be like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
I sound like an idiot. Idiot.
It's fine.
Um,
It's fine. Where are your Commanders drafting at? What position you guys got?
we're definitely going quarterback.
No, I meant like what pick in the draft?
Oh, we're second.
Second.
Got
Okay.
the second pick.
Okay.
So
So you're not getting Caleb Williams.
I did see one this morning that said we were.
Clickbait.
I know, right?
Clickbait. Sorry.
One can hope.
Hate to burst your bubble.
Don't-
Who's your guys' new head coach?
Dan. God damn it.
Quinn
Yeah, Dan Quinn.
from
He
Salisbury.
went to Salisbury. Yeah.
Nice. SU.
Yeah.
Let's go. Seagulls.
Not a big fan there.
Yeah. Can't
But
imagine why.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think we got to go quarterback. I think if Caleb Williams goes first to the Bears, like
There are
many
some other
think,
options.
I think they go Jaden Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Which is what we're seeing for the most out there right now.
Okay.
That's what most people are saying.
Okay.
Maybe a little higher ceiling than Drake May,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the speed and
Sure.
everything.
What you can do with it.
He did win the Heisman last year. So that's, he's got that going for him. He
How
had
did,
a heck of a year,
oh yeah.
good player. Drake May is kind of the really unknown.
Mm.
You don't really know what you're getting. You could be getting like that Josh Allen type, quarterback,
Or you could be getting a Daniel Jones.
or yeah, exactly. That's a great comparison there. Um,
Yep.
so who
Yep.
knows what's going to happen? I think we probably go Jaden Daniels, and I'm excited about that.
Do you guys have another first round pick? Just
No,
that number
just
two?
one.
Okay.
Then we have two early ones at the top of the second round.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so I think we go Jaden Daniels, and then we probably go O line, or get a skill guy
Okay.
in there as well. Probably
Give them
top
some
of the
help.
second round. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
what do you think the old Ravens are gonna do?
Uh,
You guys are back there though, right?
we're towards the bottom of the first round. So honestly, there's always the Ozzy effect where we have guys on our board, and if they get picked up sooner than we think, they will undoubtedly, like a true to Ravens management, wait until our pick and trade back. So we stay up for 3.5 hours to get to our pick, and we get moved to tomorrow.
Hey, it seems to
So
work. As long as you don't draft a receiver, you'll be all right.
yeah,
Zay Flowers turned out good,
Zay Flowers
but
turned out great.
the
I
last
think.
like streak before that
Yeah,
were
not so good.
not great, right?
No, not so good. Not so good. No, it's I really can't see us going another receiver in the first round. Um, we need definitely some depth in the secondary, and just because of the injury, I mean, just everybody's got that red cross on them at least once a year in the secondary, and it's like just can't keep having that. It's just we get to the point where it's like we're fighting these offenses like Cincinnati has, and all those big time offenses with second and third string cornerbacks and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if anything, that's where the Ravens pinpoint has got to be there, um, and then depth to the O line, and then the end is
Yeah.
another area. So, and we are solid at safety, solid at linebacker. Probably got arguably the best linebacker in the league right now with Roquan Smith. Um, inside, D tackles and everything. Matabike, once again, arguably now that Aaron Donald's retired, maybe top two D tackle in the league. But O line depth, need to have it. We signed our running back, Derrick Henry, so I don't think we go running back at all. We've done really good at picking up guys who undrafted guys to
Mm-hmm.
play running back that have had, especially Keaton and all them guys who've shown out. Tight end, I think we got like 7 tight ends. So if we draft another tight end, I'm going to lose my shit. We got enough money tied up in tight end, but yeah, any which way, you guys are pretty clear where you guys got to
We
go.
need a lot of help.
Well, I mean, where do you, that best place to start?
Yeah.
Top 3 pick. You got roughly 4 legit quarterbacks there to pick from. I mean, hopefully and to me, it's not always about did you pick the right one. It's did you develop them correctly. I think that's even bigger because I mean,
Yeah.
you can take a guy who's not what I mean, not a Caleb Williams, and turns out to be 10 times better than Caleb Williams
Mm-hmm.
because you had the right coaching staff, you had the right training staff, you had the right development plan for him, and also just adding weapons.
I think with that though, I think we have some weapons.
Scary Terry.
Um, hmm And then, but I think the teams that have developed quarterbacks well, like if you look at the Packers,
Hmm.
Jordan Love had a really good year, but he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for
3.
how many years?
Yep.
That's what you don't see
Yep.
teams doing
But
much of anymore.
look what they did with Rodgers. He sat behind Favre for 3 years.
Yeah. So,
So
and I think those days are gone.
it's
Um,
hard to do that because organizations want it now.
they want to know what
Right.
they've got
Correct.
too on a first round pick.
Yep.
So that when they get to that year 3 or 4, that they know whether they want to extend them or
Oh
not.
yeah. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
because if they got to extend that. Quarterback's getting
There
paid big
were
money.
there were very few people who at the beginning of last year could have came out and said honestly, I'll put my next paycheck that Jordan Love leads the Packers to the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
So no, absolutely not.
So, but
Mm-mm.
they had a good roster around them.
Yes.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
um, I think we'll talk a little bit more about the draft and stuff next week.
Yeah, on Monday. Do a
Um,
top 10 mock. Me
sure,
versus you. See how many we get right.
sure.
All right. Trades involved or no trades?
Let's go no trades.
No trades. Okay. So if there is a trade, that pick gets voided.
Yeah.
Because
Or do you want to just do?
Because I'm almost 100% that the Chargers will not be drafting in the top 10 if they get the best package available. Or if they do, if they're taking Joe Wall. There's no other
Let's
question
just
about
do
that.
this. Let's have the player by the pick number.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. We can do that.
And wherever there
Essentially,
will definitely be trades, and we can't. It's hard to predict.
I like it.
Really,
I
where
like
those
it.
are going to happen.
I like it.
What
Yeah.
kind of do we want to put anything on that?
Lunch. We always do lunch.
All right.
So
I like it.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason we do lunch. We like lunch.
If you couldn't tell. And then we have the Orioles. Obviously, Jackson Holliday got called up.
Yeah.
Big moment there.
Yeah.
Orioles have had 3 of the number 1 prospects, that have come up within the last 2
Couple
years.
of years. Yeah.
Adley Rutschman, Gunnar
Yep.
Henderson, and now Jackson Holliday.
Yep. Adley's, you talk to any baseball guy, is top 2 catcher in the league, maybe number 1.
I would say he's the best catcher in baseball.
Yeah. And now, Gunnar, he was the number 1 prospect for quite some time, and he's up, and Gunner's doing what Gunner does. He's ridiculous defensively, and the bat's starting to turn it on and everything. And I think for these younger guys, it takes a little bit longer for the bats to get going, even with a whole spring training. You're not always seeing those aces in spring training anymore.
Everybody at the MLB level is good.
Oh yeah.
AAA, you might get guys that are developing, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yep.
Or just standing guys who just need to fill a roster spot for them at that time.
Like I think the AAA, what is it, the Tide? They had 26 runs one night?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yep. So that just goes, the Orioles still have 2 more of the top 10 prospects in MLB baseball, not just in, Orioles, the whole MLB top 10 that are in their AAA right now. And it's just like, you can only have so many slots on your MLB roster that those guys, it's either going to turn into another Corbin Burns trade where they try to go out and get, some high profile guy for the year, or you start trading away the pieces that have been around for a few years but just aren't putting up numbers anymore.
Austin Hayes. Oof,
yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Hayes, Mountcastle, he's been, I wouldn't say he's been the greatest. And as much as I love him and I know he's a leader on the team, but I think the leadership role has been taken over by Adley slowly. Cedric. Love Cedric. Love what he does defensively. And that's, I had this conversation, I forget with who, but they were just kept arguing with him. Like, why do we still have him? Why are we still keeping him? Why do we still? I'm like, well.
Colton Cowser keeps hitting the way he is.
Oh, you're going to make a
He's
spot for
on
him.
fire.
You are going to make a spot for him. Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. You're going to make a spot. And, you're going to have to move some pieces around. And if guys don't want to go and play AAA or they don't want to be traded anywhere, they'll just be outright released. No big deal. But that's, it's a good problem to have too much talent.
Yeah,
so, especially in baseball when you got to fill all those positions. You got a 5-man rotation.
Matchups and stuff you can have.
Yep.
And,
yeah. It's for Brandon Hyde to have that at his disposal.
It's a luxury.
That not many teams. Most teams have to buy it, like the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers. They have to buy that.
We lost for it.
Yeah. Suffered, not lost. Suffered.
Yes,
we suffered. So at least your Nationals. You cheer for the
Nationals. I'm an Orioles guy. I like them both.
Yeah. Well, I just figured the Commanders thing. Yeah.
I grew up as an Orioles fan because the Nationals weren't around
they were the Expos
for a while
when we were kids.
And then the Nationals started up, and I've always been a Redskins fan or Commanders fan.
Okay.
So I liked them too.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always liked the Orioles because
fair enough.
That was,
fair enough. Yeah.
And Camden Yards is amazing.
So you've suffered with the rest of us then.
Yeah.
You didn't get your championship a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, I cheered that one on. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, DC,
I like them both.
DMV area,
Yeah.
right? Got to root for the closest to the home team,
And a guy I
especially.
played with in high school ended up playing for both the Nationals and the Orioles.
Oh wow, nice.
Steve Lombardozzi.
That's all. Heard that name before.
Yep.
Okay, very nice.
So
Very
I
nice.
liked them both.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally got his first hit yesterday.
Yes, he did.
I bet on it like what, 2 or 3 days
Friday
in a
night,
row,
Saturday night,
and then it finally hit yesterday, and I didn't bet on it.
Yep. Ofer, and then boom.
So I just shouldn't bet on him to get a hit.
Well, I need you to text me and let me know when you do bet on something like that because I'll bet on the opposite. And then,
Alright.
then one of us has got to win.
Well,
Unless
50-50.
Yeah.
Unless you got other things tied into it.
Yeah,
But
which I usually do
Yeah.
because I can't just stick to one simple thing.
It's like, man, I'm only gonna make $2 on this
Yeah,
bet. What's
man.
the point?
Yeah, the overs look really good in this game. two pitchers with sub-3 ERAs. Yeah, the overs are going to hit.
Yeah. And then we got the last one was the. Did we want to talk about NBA playoffs or? I think what is it? The play-in games.
Playing games are happening.
Happen this week.
Yep.
I don't know. The NBA's kind of lost me with their whole playoff structure.
Yeah.
I do not understand the
play-in
tournament. And NBA basketball during the regular season.
It's a tough watch.
It's hard to watch.
It's becoming a version of just watching the Harlem Globetrotters every night.
So
yeah.
That's enough NBA talk.
Yeah. Short, quick, to the point.
Come back to that next week, I guess, once we've looked into that.
Yeah, we'll dig a little deeper.
And then we have Nick versus the Stairs. Tell us what happened.
All right. So
this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I've told a couple people I was going to tell this story, and I got to tell it the right way. So started off with
first off, you're all right, right?
I am okay. I believe. I never went and got checked out. So last Monday when we wrapped up, we finished filming. I said, man, I got a lot to do tomorrow. It's going to be a really nice day. Going to be 70 degrees, sunny, all that kind of stuff. I said, I got to get my lawn cut. I said, I'm starting to look like the rough one in the neighborhood. Got the old man down the street judging me as he drives by and mows his lawn twice a week. So it's like, all right, I'm going to get home early before my son gets out of daycare and, get the lawn cut. So get out of the office on time, get home on time, go upstairs to change, come downstairs. I had some newer socks on, and I hit the 5th or 6th step before the bottom. My right foot came down, and then the next thing I remember seeing is both of my feet up ahead of me, up above me, and then I turned as if I was holding my son. I guess it was just instinct because I'm used to walking down the steps with him. So I'm like, I need to take all of this.
So you don't fumble him?
And not let any of the front get hurt. So I fell right and back trying to grab the stairs. My head slammed into the wall. How there was not my wife's theory is that I hit a stud in the wall. That's the only reason there wasn't a hole because
that's probably why it hurt so bad.
I hit it hard. Then a line across the center of my ass cheeks hit the corner of the bottom step like perfectly. Like it couldn't have been more perfect. I hit the ground and then my elbow slammed against the ground and I laid there in sort of a fetal position. And I let out a too. It was a bad
I can imagine.
So I'm sitting there laying there. And I'm not moving because I'm trying to, my brain is trying to process the fact that all 6 foot, 320 pounds of me just came down half of my steps. And the fact that I cracked my head and I wasn't thinking clearly. And all of a sudden, I opened my eyes and my dog's in front of me licking my face, I guess making sure I was still alive.
Yeah.
So thankfully, appreciate you. So eventually I get to the point where I roll to my back. And I guess my body's still in kind of shock because I wasn't the only thing that really hurt at the moment was my elbow, which is what I think landed the softest out of everything. And at the bottom of my steps, it's tile and hardwood, so not exactly something comfortable to fall.
No.
Luckily enough, it broke my fall, and So I'm laying there on the ground, and I'm like, okay, like let's just breathe. Let's collect our thoughts. We're alive for now. Let's start seeing if anything's broken. So I started doing the finger test. Yep, all 10. Elbow hurts a little bit, but I can move it. Shoulders, yep, shoulders can move. Then I start flexing my legs. Yep, all right. Then I felt this pain on my ass cheeks. I'm like, oh, all right, that's where I landed, right on the corner. That hurts a little bit. All right, we're good. Lower back's a little tight. It's a lot of weight compressing down onto that bottom step. All right, how's our head feeling? All right, yep, it's like we're underwater in a swimming pool. Excellent. All right, so we're still alive. So from that position, I lay my head down, and luckily enough, my wife had left her nice fluffy slippers right at the bottom of the steps off to the side. So I reached back with my right arm, slid that thing under my head, and I just laid there on the ground at the bottom of my steps for about 5 minutes, just chilling. And in the moment, and I'm sorry, I got to pull my phone up because I couldn't memorize this. But I texted my wife because
From the ground.
From the ground, I was on the ground laying like this as I was texting. And from the ground, I texted her and said, "Hey, I just fell down the steps. I think I'm okay." And she goes, "Oh my God, what steps?" Because we also have basement steps, which are straight wood steps and then a concrete landing. So I just fell down half the steps. I think I'm okay. Landed in my side. As you can tell, I could barely type. She goes, "You sure you're okay? What steps?" And that's what I said. From upstairs, I went up to change. She goes, "We need a railing." So after the one okay, we need a railing. Guess what's at my house now?
A railing.
There's a railing that got put in over the weekend. I said, "I landed as if I was holding Doc. My side and back took all of the floor." She goes, "How do you feel? Did you hit your head?" I said, "A little on the wall." She goes, "How you feel?" I said, "Like I just fell down the stairs." I said, "Thank God I was halfway down. That could have been worse." So, yeah. And then I texted my father, "Hey, Dad, I think I need a railing on my steps." He goes, "Why?" I said, with Doc and everything, they're kind of dangerous coming down. I said, "I actually just fell myself." His response, again, question mark. The reason for
this is the second time?
Different set of steps.
Oh my God.
So my parents have a split foyer, right? So there's only 6 steps up and 6 steps down. Well, I came in hot off the top platform of their steps with socks, and their steps were carpeted, and I missed that second step. And that railing on the left, it was as firm as this table not moving. Now you can do that, and the thing goes because of me. Yeah. So basically, and my mother made fun of me. She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "That's getting replaced soon because of you." So yeah. So I am notorious for accidentally falling down the steps, and however, 2 for 2, haven't broken anything. But I do think this time there was a little concussion because I had an immediate migraine and immediately nauseous. So, however, I cut the grass.
There you go.
Got up 15, got myself together after about 15 minutes, went out and cut the grass.
It's commitment right there.
It needed to be done. Needed to be done. I was like, you know what? I would let other dads who take care of their grass down if I didn't go out and do this right now.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, needless to say, I was a little woozy the next 40
Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I just, the wife texted me, "How do you feel?" Like I fell down the steps. It's hard to explain.
Everyone's done it.
When they're kids.
No, I'll admit, I've done it as an adult too.
Okay. From the 6th step?
In our townhouse,
okay,
we didn't have a railing coming down the stairs. Mm-hmm. Similar situation.
Same.
Not quite as dramatic, but I fell and it hurt a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
My ass was sore for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like, but not.
Mine, yeah. I will add the dramatics to mine because I don't want to say my life flashed before my eyes.
Mine wasn't that bad.
But the fact that I was looking straight, thinking I'm going to start with the front yard, and then all of a sudden I'm on my back sore and woozy, like that was my thought process. Like, I'm going to start with the front. Why are my feet in front of me? Now I'm on the ground.
So you just blacked out during this?
Essentially in the air for the full probably 3 seconds that I went airborne. I was like,
You need to get a
yeah.
camera inside your house.
No, we don't.
That would have been.
No, we don't. Yeah, we'd have been YouTube millionaires, but trust me,
That's
I would have needed therapy, physical therapy or
yeah,
something.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing.
Oh yeah, appreciate that. Had to be said.
Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. If you've made it this far, so we have our dad moment of the week.
Mm-hmm. You start this one.
I'm going to start this one. Okay. We had our first T-ball game on Saturday. That was awesome.
There you go.
This weekend's weather was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So a little windy, but we were outside a lot of the weekend. The kids were playing outside. Got to cut my grass and all that stuff. So power washed a little bit yesterday.
There you go.
It's always fun out there with the beverage or two.
Yeah, your wife posted a pretty cool picture of you, with the camo and the vipers and the.
There you go. Gotta fit the part.
Loved it.
So
loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Those sunglasses got there like 10 minutes before that too. So
had to be worn. Had to be worn.
And one thing I realized I needed for my garage as well is like, all right, we need a radio.
Oh,
like an old school radio.
Some tunes. Yeah.
Like not a Bluetooth speaker or something, an old radio.
Legit.
To put in the garage to just be playing anytime you go out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially at night, because I'm sure you have some night beers out in the garage from time to time. Throw that Orioles game on, the old radio.
I wish I had a TV in there, but
there you go.
But I don't. So
first world problems.
Yeah, normally we'll sit back out on the patio and have a few beers.
Yeah, that is a nice patio that you guys got too.
And we grilled out yesterday, so that was always good. But
there you go.
How about you?
Honestly, my dad moment, it wasn't. It was
putting a railing in at your house.
It was yeah. Besides that, no, just personal fulfillment with my son. We're working on sitting up and rolling over and everything. Like he's 2.5 months old. So we're doing. So it's funny. Like I'll get him on his play mat and everything, and he'll be in between my legs, and I reach for both of his hands, and he grabs onto both of my thumbs. And as soon as I extend his arms all the way, his shoulders come up and lock his neck into place because he knows I'm getting ready to pull him up. And pull him up. He sits up. He looks all around. And then when he starts doing this, then we go back down because I know he's running out of energy. So he grabs my thumbs, shoulders go up, locks his neck into place, and I just slowly let him back down. And he's just giggling the whole time.
There you go.
So, yep. So that was my dad moment of the week and over the weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Besides making my house more safe to travel around and through when you're there. Yep. So that's a liability lawsuit that I was looking at if I didn't have that. And of course, the first thing, the guy, one of my father's guys who came over and did it, the first thing he did when I walked in is he started pulling on it. He goes, if you rip this out, he goes, we're going to have a talk. I said, if anybody can do it.
I can. I'm up for
the
challenge.
I was going to say, if I just need 2 more steps, and I'm taking that whole thing with me. So, but that's it for me, man.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Got some other stuff coming this week. We'll be posting, and you might see a couple golf shots from us.
Yeah.
If you dare watch that.
Yeah. Keep liking and subscribing. Our shorts are doing well. The videos are getting some more play.
We are now on TikTok. Is that correct? Oh,
have a.
That's the other debate here.
Finally, we have a TikTok for the channel, and we will be posting content to it. However, there is one person in the room who, when I found out the other week, did not even have the app downloaded on his phone.
Refuse.
I was just wondering why. And, of course, the first thing he says is China. So go ahead and explain yourself as to why you refuse to join the generation of, all right, so let me ask you, did you have Vine?
Nope.
You didn't have Vine either?
I mean, I did. But
Thank you.
I wasn't very active on there.
But it's the same thing. It's the same as people posting videos of doing stupid stuff or talking about stuff or to match with their YouTube channel.
I'm always late adopting to the news. I was one of probably the last people on Vine before it kind of
What are you waiting for the government to ban it before you want to hop
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it?
yeah, absolutely. So I no, I'm just not that. I'm just not that into it.
That's
It's like Instagram has the reels, which
it's
is
yeah,
the
it's
same thing.
essentially Facebook. Yeah, same thing.
I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
download another thing to have another thing that's going to distract me all day.
Can't
I
blame
have
you.
enough of
Can't
a
blame you.
problem,
Yep.
paying attention as is.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not 16, so um, I'm.
Hey, TikTok kept me busy at them 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. feedings. That's what it did for me.
Well, there you
So I
go.
know you don't have those really anymore.
No,
So yeah, but when I was sitting in the nursery, just me and him, and he's sitting there chugging down a bottle, and I'm just staring in the
you're
dark.
watching like
I'm
people
just,
do TikTok dances.
I was staring in the darkness, and I was like, you know what? Let's start checking out some TikTok. So
Part of that's me just being an old man. I just,
yeah,
you know,
honestly, I follow a lot of the athletes. Like they post a lot of their stuff and everything, so it's kind of cool to follow some of them. But yeah, but yes, we have a TikTok. We will post videos to it. We'll have links to match the YouTube and the TikTok channel.
we'll
And
eventually have
then
an Instagram once I create that. I've been saying I'm going to do it. I just haven't.
hold all comments on that.
So I believe that wraps it up.
That does. Yes.
So
Yep.
thanks again for watching or listening
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you're doing. We appreciate it. Like
Absolutely.
and subscribe, and we'll see you next
Yep.
week.
We hit our goal 25. Let's take it to 50.
All right.
50 by the end of the month.
There we go.
See you next week.
See ya. Bye. I just said bye like I
You
was
always
on my
say
phone.
bye. Yes.
See
I wanted
ya.
to call you out so many times for the ums
Fuck.
too. These have been recording.
Oh, it's still going.
Okay.
Still going.